So the post was about a new bill that's coming out where they're lowering the standards on kids' grades. Like, I think it said like an 85 is going to be a damn A now. And I'm appalled by this, man. Like, it eats me from the inside, because I always took pride in challenging myself and trying to do well in school when I was sober enough to do so, man. And the bottom line is this. Like, my wife and I have had this discussion multiple times about participation trophies, and that's where it started. And at the end of the day, I guess when a kid is 3, 4, 5, giving them a little trophy is one thing. But when you start getting older, where competition becomes a real deal, and some of you guys may have a different opinion on this. That's why I wanted to make this video, because I'm pretty disgusted by what's going on in our country, and the fact that we continue to lower the bar for our youth, man. At the end of the day, we have the possibility or the potential to have one of the most powerful educational systems in the world. And it's just not that. Our standards have just fallen too low. Like, how the hell are you going to give a kid an A for an 85? Like, I don't get that. For me, at the end of the day, if you didn't earn the damn A, you didn't get an A. Just like with the participation trophies. If you didn't earn 3rd place or higher, you don't get a trophy. And I'm not even opposed. Now, this is a little harsh, but I'm a very competitive person, but I'm not opposed to giving a 1st place trophy and everybody finishes tied for last. Like, that's the way I look at it. If you look at the NFL right now, we remember the Super Bowl winners, and that's it. Nobody's talking about who New England played in the Super Bowl. They talk about the Patriots won the Super Bowl. We move on to the next year. All the other 31 teams tied for last. That's it. Whether you're a Lions fan like me, like a lowly Lions fan, or your team made the playoffs, at the end of the day, they all tied for last. Doesn't mean a damn thing. So why aren't we holding youth to that same standard? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, what is your opinion on this? I mean, drop a comment for me below, because I want to hear about it. The bottom line is, if you didn't get an A and you got an 85, you didn't get a damn A. Why are we going to lower the bar? That's only lowering the standards of our education system, and it's just leading to lower and lower standards of our youth, and I can tie this in with, there's a lot of college degrees these days that don't get you a damn job. Well, maybe we need to raise the bar a little bit. If you want to solve the education problems, and I don't have all the answers, and I'm not sitting here telling you that I do have all the answers. I'm not nowhere close to that. I just saw this new bill being proposed, and it rubbed me wrong, man, and I hope that a lot of you guys feel the same way, because I want the best for my son. I want my son to be challenged. I want him to learn from his failures, not be patted on the damn back. Mitch, we don't see eye to eye on that then, man. But the thing is why are we going to pat kids on the back for getting a D or a C? Now, if they've got a learning disability and that's a step in the right direction for them, then congratulations. Let's continue to challenge you and get you, continue to raise the bar. But man, when we're lowering the bar and calling an 85 an A and a 70, I think it said as low as a 70 would be a B. Like, what is failing anymore? If you're not failing, you're not learning, you're not growing. Failure just is an opportunity to learn and grow. And when we don't look at it like that, when we are so worried about kids' fragile egos being shattered, it's just such a recipe for disaster. It's a toxic approach. And I'm obviously very passionate about it. Again, my wife and I don't see eye to eye 100% on the participation trophy, but I think that's just an age thing. Like, if they're, my son's 3, he's about to be 4, if they want to give him a 4th place participation trophy, I'm going to have that discussion with him and let him know, hey, at the end of the day, you didn't really earn much, but this is just saying, hey, congratulations, you played, and now let's go try to get better so that you can win one of the actual legitimate trophies. And it doesn't always have to revolve around competition, but ultimately that's what it is. I had somebody comment on my post about, go read the first comment on the post from Jared. This guy gave a detailed explanation of what his views were, and it resonated with me, man. I think it's a great approach. There's better answers than lowering the bar. I mean, come on, America. Like, We already have the fattest country. Now our obesity country just continues to rise, or our obesity rate just continues to rise. And now we're lowering the bar when it comes to education. Like, I love my country. I take a lot of pride in living here. I think the United States is an amazing place to live. Obviously, we have our flaws. They're just like every other country, but there's nowhere on earth that I would rather be than with the American people. I love this country. I don't love everything that we stand for, but that's just, nobody's going to love everything that we stand for. But at the end of the day, I don't involve myself in politics very often, but a situation like this, man, where it's affecting my son and our youth and lowering the bar, like, if my son comes home with an 85 and tells me he got an A, I'm going to have to let him know that, no, buddy, you didn't get an A. I just don't understand. It's frustrating to me, and it really hit a nerve. It struck a nerve this morning, man, when I saw that. Like, that does not sit well with me at all. And I feel like we should do better. We can do better. We should do better. There's no reason to be lowering the bar when it comes to education. And if you missed my post, go read the article. It's, I posted it probably 2 hours ago, if that. Go read the article, man. And, lowering the standards when it comes to education is nonsense. We should be striving for more for our youth. They're going to take over this country. They're going to be the ones that we are trusting with our country. Why are we lowering the standards? I just don't get it. I mean, you're exactly right, Tony. We're not teaching our kids that they have to work for it. It does not make sense to me at all. It's like we're almost rewarding laziness. Okay, you don't want to go study for your test and you only want to get an 85. We'll go ahead and give you an A. Let me pat your ass on the back while I'm at it. Like, why are, that's the same thing with the 7th and 8th place trophies. Don't give out a 7th and 8th place trophy. And if you feel strongly about this and you're on the opposite view or the opposing view, I'd love to hear it. I get it. I mean, I understand that there's a lot of fragile egos out there, but man, at the end of the day, like, why are we not challenging our youth to raise the bar, take it a step higher, go for gold, man? Like, why are we settling for bronze and below? There's no reason for that nonsense. So I just don't get it, man. And yeah, you're right, Mitch. It behooves me to think that, and that article, it struck my nerve, man, bad, because ultimately, man, I want the best for my son. If my family does have another kid, like you guys know this, your kids are your life. They're your world, man. And you want the best for them. The last thing I want him to be learning is that it's okay to settle. It's not okay to settle. I completely understand that not everybody has the entrepreneurial spirit, but you should at least try to fulfill yourself, fulfill your life. And if you're not fulfilled, settling is not fulfilling. I can tell you that right now. I speak from experience. I know plenty of people in life who have settled, and it's not getting them anywhere, not just financially, but fulfillment. That's the thing. Can you truly be fulfilled if all you're doing is settling for average? I don't know, man. It struck a nerve with me. I hope you guys echo my sentiments.